Well, I think we all have similar stories, and just I guess they're different enough. I know Greg, the day that they have at the first day of like band in primary school, they were picking instruments for everybody, and there's this little known secret where they just sort of lie to you to tell you that like you would be good for the saxophone because your back is crooked, that like those kind of things, but they're just trying to fill out the band the way they need to. And so they looked at Greg and said, "You're a tuba player," and he got mad and said, "No, I'm a drummer." And that was the day he became a drummer. Has been drumming ever since. I had one of those just sort of really awful guitars that was handed down through the family, and it stayed in a storage room and had 3 strings on it and was just kind of awful. And I've made enough trips to that storage unit and begged to bring it back home enough times that finally they did, and that's kind of how I got started. Melody comes from a long line. Everybody in her family is a musical genius, and so she's no exception. Ben was a guitar player, and at church they needed a bassist, and he drew the short straw. Yeah. Um, we really have never had a real set of rules or goal for the sound necessarily. I know when we started the project, I very much wanted to try to stay in a more acoustic atmosphere, so that was kind of a jumping off point. But after that, even if that was ever a rule, it slowly just sort of went away. I think the primary goal now is just to get better all the time, and if there's any instrument that we can add or any style that we can change to make us feel what we're doing, even 1% more, then it's 100% worth it.
I think they just sort of reached out to me around this time last year, actually, and we were like, let's just try it out, and it clicked really well. So, ta-da!
Faulkner State Community College in Bay Minette, Alabama.
University of South Alabama in South Alabama.
Faulkner State, Sun Chiefs.
Sun Chiefs.
University of South Alabama.
Go Jags.
Go Jags.
Leader Red, South in your mouth.
South in your mouth. Yeah. Personally, I think my favorite part is we spend so much time together, and there really is quite the for me there's a family element of these are some of my favorite people in the world, and so it's fun being around them, and I have a job that allows me to spend most of my time around them, and when we're together we're doing our favorite thing to do, which is make music, so it's just kind of hard for that to be bad in any way.
Yeah, I think it's getting to do what I love. So, which is making music, meeting people, traveling. It's all in one package.
Ross is a pretty great songwriter, and one of my favorite songs is one of his songs, and I get to play that every night and get paid for it. It's strange to me. It's awesome.
Thanks, buddy.
I don't really know how to follow any of that. I feel like all of my favorite things just got mentioned.
He loves driving.
I love driving.
Ben's answer is what they said.
Yeah.
Yeah.